the Monday, December 20th, 2021 Select Board meeting to order.
Chastity on?
Is
I
she one of
don't see
those?
her yet. She's usually pretty close to the top of the hour.
Yeah.
She might be caller one.
Hi, Chastity. Were you waiting for me?
Yeah, there you are. Okay. Welcome to everybody that's here. Do we need any change of agendas? They're calling in the changes of agenda. Or any public comments? Nope, we're good. Okay. Do we have Deborah? Is she the D?
That looks like Deborah.
Here.
Is that you, Deborah?
Hi.
Deborah.
How are you?
Oh, we're all terrific.
Good.
Why not? This is just, we just thought since, well, several of the board members, Dave's online as well, but Rolly and Brian are here. That just for a chance to say hi. I think the good sign is you keep coming back, so that's hopeful. And just for folks to know that you're off and running and doing a lot of training, and I know you're doing a lot of work with Ron and Ashley.
Yes.
And Allie. Ashley, I'm agreeing. This is really just a chance to say hi. I know you have any questions or things you're dealing with Ron, you can do it, but just we're glad you're here.
Well, thank you. I'm very glad to be here as well.
And it's always nice when you have a job opening, and there are lots of good applicants, and the best applicants is from Hyde Park. That's just an extra bonus. So we've got somebody right here in town that is that's stepping up to the plate and sounds already like doing some great stuff. So looking forward to working with you.
As am I. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Welcome aboard, Deborah. Brian Shackett.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, Roland Bovee.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, do you have any questions or anything? And you're welcome to listen, and you're welcome to flee.
Well, I've got some things on my agenda, so I probably won't hang around too long, but for a few minutes I will.
Okay, terrific. Next, someone interested in the Planning Commission. Leslie.
Yeah.
So what can we, so you're interested in the Planning Commission, yay! That's right. Well, and here, if you want to come up to this chair, just where, that would be great. And I understand that you have a great background in real estate.
I do, yes. I just got done being the president for the Vermont Area Board of Realtors, and I did real estate in Florida for 20 years and for 4 years up here.
Yeah.
But, and even before I went to Florida, I did rentals and stuff. I started the whole rental program at Stony Brook.
Oh, okay.
It was a long time.
I was
Really long.
I was gonna say, I remember when that was being built. Yes, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, so I thought maybe this might be a good next step. I just moved to Hyde Park in the last few years, and that'd be nice to get involved.
Awesome.
My
Yeah.
family's always been around here, and so
Yeah, that's great. Where in Hyde Park are you?
I bought Brad Cookson's, one of Brad Cookson's houses. It's now called Wildlife Lane, but nobody can ever find us. It's been at night. I think somebody I know got it, or at least an ambulance would show up. We call it 911.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
That's about all.
Yeah.
But it's been almost 4 years, and they still haven't gotten it straightened out, so. It's fine, it's great. It's the one I love more. Love.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
so great.
That's
Great.
nice.
Great.
Just make my house nicer. Up here. So,
So is there anything we can answer for you, or are you interested, or?
I don't really know a whole lot about the planning commission. I have talked to a few people who have talked to me about joining, and I think it'll be a good step in not only my career, but just being part of the community. I grew up in Stowe, so I know that area pretty well, but my dad lived in Hyde Park for a long time, and my sister's here. So,
Great. Great, we appreciate your interest.
no problem.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
having someone with that kind of background is always helpful in planning commissions.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, well, you bring I tend to bring a more comprehensive view of housing and development and all sorts of things. I think
Yeah.
that's terrific.
The current president of the Memorial Area Board of Realtors is on the Warsaw thing. Because we're doing this study. I'm not really administratively involved in it just because as president, I've been having to deal with other stuff, but we got a grant to do a study on the town, Hyde Park and I think it's Hyde Park and Warsaw, and about different things about, I think some affordable housing and, because I think Warsaw is getting pretty built out, but I think it's a huge need. I mean, you can't buy a rental around here for people that's reasonably priced. You can't buy a house that's reasonably priced. That'll change, but I love it. I also did, when I was in Florida, I did mostly rentals down there, whereas I do mostly sales up here. I know a lot about it.
That's terrific. It really is. That's great. Well, thank you.
Thank you
Well,
for
happy- oh, happy to have you.
I think we talked about when the next meeting is, and I'm not gonna be here, I think, but I can do it by Zoom or something.
Yeah, so the select board makes the appointment, which will be a vote maybe tonight, hopefully. And then planning commission is always the second Monday at
Right.
6:00.
Yeah.
And they do same hybrid meetings.
And it's here.
It's the same setup. They got people on hybrid, and they got people here until there's a policy change.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm doing it here, I just am not gonna be in town, so I can do it. by Zoom.
Yeah, which is always a nice option.
It's on the
We've
bottom
all
of every
learned
agenda.
that,
We-
yeah.
Zoom is part of our, I wish I bought stock.
Yeah, yeah.
I really wish I had.
No, there's some downsides to it, but there are a lot of benefits too.
We had found, we use a lot of, in real estate, we use a lot of different programs, but Zoom is definitely one of the better ones. So, I think there's Google Meet, which I find a lot of problems with that one.
Well, we appreciate your interest.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Have a good night.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Looking for a motion to appoint.
So move.
Okay. Hear that, Dave and Cassidy?
Sure did.
Well, somebody made a motion?
Yes, to appoint Leslie Rollins to the Planning Commission.
Yeah, did you talk to anybody on the planning commission, see if they have any concerns?
I didn't talk to anybody on the planning commission, but I sent Leslie and Bob Malbon kind of a joint email so they could talk if they had any concerns or questions, just to get familiar. But
I think that's what I would probably want to hear from the planning commission before you made any
Bob would do that, right?
any just judgments of what to do.
Well, I guess so. We haven't really followed that in the past. We don't have a double interview process. Planning commission's not in charge of appointing people, so I don't know we'd have to come up with a process for that, I guess. What are they gonna do? Just do the same interview process? Is that what you're thinking of, meeting with her first?
Well, you know, we just made a change on that committee that irritated quite a few people. And I would think it would be proper to bring it to them first. And we have the second vote on it, not the first. And I don't know if there's any concern with them or not. I would expect they wouldn't be, but it should be at least their courtesy to ask them.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think we're talking about two different things. There was people upset by going from 5 to 7 on the planning commission, but we've never engaged with having a dual interview process for volunteers that want to serve and fill a vacant spot. That seemed, the planning commission knew that she was being interviewed tonight. They could have come to participate if they had wanted to have some input.
I was gonna say, yeah, they I know that they know that she was applying and wanted to go on the commission. So again, I would assume if somebody had a problem, they probably would have said something to one of us about it. but-
Yeah, I don't,
No, I have no
I'm sorry.
problem with it. I have no problem with it, but don't assume they know, because I know two of the people that didn't have no idea that we were voting on 7 people on the
that's
on
true.
the planning committee.
No, that's true, Dave. That was definitely something that Bob and I didn't take a poll of the planning commissioners to see if they wanted to go from 5 to 7. That's true. I'm just talking about individuals, expressing interest. If you, it would be kind of strange to have a split vote on a planning commission and another vote at the select board. It seems pretty cumbersome on individuals trying to fill vacant spots, but I don't know. I guess it's fine. It's just something new that we'd have to talk to the planning commission about, possibly to set up a new system of double interviews.
Yeah, Chastity?
I probably know the answer to this, but I don't. So, select board and planning commission, is the select board, do we always choose the seat for the planning commission, or how
Yeah.
does that work? Like, are we in charge of the planning commission? When I say in charge, oversee the planning commission, I guess I should say.
Yes.
We appoint to boards, the select board appoints members of the planning commission.
Oh, then yeah,
Yeah.
we should be appointing this person.
Yeah,
Right?
and, yeah, well, I think so. No, I appreciate what Dave is saying.
Okay.
But again, because, Ron got, Leslie and Bob in touch with each other and they've talked, so, and he's the chair still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't say what Bob did with that
Right.
email. I don't,
Right.
and that wasn't part of an agenda where Leslie had to go meet with other people. She could have done that on her own or attended a meeting. But
You know, and I understand what you're saying. I have no access to join it, but just because you talk to Bob Melvin is just a member. He's not the board.
Right, but we're in charge of appointing the members, so we shouldn't ask them who they want. That's not really the way it should work.
yeah, I wasn't asking Bob for his approval to appoint Dave. I was just connecting them to let Bob know that a new person was interested. I wasn't, yes,
No,
go ahead.
I don't care one way or the other. I just thought it'd be proper to have her talk to the board before, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, and at least one meeting maybe before you get considered by the select. I don't know what those.
Then she might not want to do it anymore.
That's true. It
Uh,
turns through March 2024. That's gotta be part of a motion if you're gonna do it.
I'm trying to figure out a good way to acknowledge and deal with your concern, Dave, which is a perfectly valid suggestion, but not hang up appointing her. How about if, and because then it's another whole month off and she'll be going to a meeting
But
before then.
if it's a change of policy, I'd rather write it up so we can.
I'm not
talk.
thinking of it as a change of policy. I'm just trying to be courteous to
Oh,
the.
no, but going forward too.
planning.
No, it's a.
Yeah, but that's a different
Oh.
issue. Oh, yeah, you got a solution, yeah.
Maybe not a solution, but would she be the 6th person or the
7.
7th? Okay. That answers the question. I was gonna say, you certainly don't want the even number. of
Right.
people.
Right,
We have that now.
Right.
Right.
That's another reason that.
yeah, yes,
Why did you do it from 5 to 7?
because we were having trouble getting the people that were on to get a quorum. So one person would show up, people would show up for their hearings, there'd be one person, they couldn't do anything. And the people that were on it said they wanted to stay on it. So the solution was,
Tell them to show up.
or to appoint some more members that would show up. There you go. So we solved it.
Yeah. I think Dave's point is possibly best addressed with a 2-step process in the future where anybody interested in the planning commission or the DRB attends at least one of their meetings before it goes to your floor. I don't know about
Yeah.
asking them for approval of a person. That seems a
Yeah,
little,
I'm not, yeah.
that's a little extra, but maybe just knowing that they met with the whole board or commission before.
Right, that's what I heard her say when she was talking to you folks down there. She didn't really know how that board run or what they done. Maybe she's got some questions for them before she wants to step into it, before she gets in there and find out she don't like it and not be a good member. And I'm not saying she wouldn't be, I'm just giving you the,
Well, if we're being honest here, I didn't attend one single select board meeting and I didn't have a clue how it was run and I still ran. I was elected. So just saying, she's pretty qualified. I mean, I know her, so, but I sort of know her. I know who she is anyway. I shouldn't say I know her, but I don't. If I come to a meeting, I think it's fine.
Yeah,
But
okay, yeah.
But
One thing I may recommend is we always looked at attendance records.
Yeah.
And if they didn't meet a minimum, they didn't get automatic reappointment.
I see, yeah, okay. That's a,
It's a suggestion.
yeah, no, that's a good idea.
You don't want people that just are putting it there for the resume.
Yeah. Okay, so let me stop. How about, well, like, of course, it's not gonna make any difference. Why don't, and she's gonna zoom into her first meeting anyway. Why don't we ask her to zoom into that meeting, and then we can ask the chair of the planning commission how that went, and re-ask her how she still feels about it. And then do the official appointment. Does that work for everybody?
Works for me.
Okay,
Sounds good.
yeah, I mean,
I remove my motion.
yeah, that's right. We'll table the motion for the time being. Yeah, I mean, and I didn't sense that Leslie was going to be offended by anything like that. Okay. New
Just
road
wanna
name.
make sure it's
Oh, no,
successful, right?
that's right. Well, we have a 6:30 coming up. Okay, we got seeing people here
So-
from, yeah, what? Yes, ma'am?
But did you? I can't really hear Rolly or Brian. So we decided we're pushing this off to appoint her. Is that what you just?
Yep, we know she's planning on attending the next meeting. She's gonna have to zoom in because she's out of town, but she's going to attend, and I'll have Ron check with her to say we're going to attend the first one, and then check with her after she attends that and with the chair, and then do the appointment.
Okay.
That does let her see. Who knows? She could attend one meeting and say, excuse me, that was a bad idea. You never know. It's probably a good thing you didn't come to select board meetings.
No
All right.
comment.
Let me see, because we got the road survey. How about if we jump down to 5? Because I know at 6:30, we probably, or is that still scheduled for
Yeah, you're gonna
6:30?
call it.
Okay, he's gonna call, and we're gonna have to go into an executive session about something. So Beam road survey.
Beam Road. So Beam Road is moving along slowly. We have no response from V-Trans on how they want to deal with one of the shorter segments, which is TH52. So the board has to be in concert with V-Trans just a little bit because it is V-Trans map. So we want to make sure that when we do go to public hearing, everything that you're voting on is sort of been vetted a little bit by V-Trans to know that that's all they need or didn't need or whatever. So in addition to that, we also had notes in the file on other class 4 roads scattered around town. There's about 16 other similar short roads that go to a field or a meadow or a big rock or whatever that are still on the state's official highway map. And if they're listed as class 4, they also are subject to the MRGP requirements for making sure they're not eroded or creating erosion problems. If you change those to public trail or discontinue, they come out of the MRGP constraint or cost. Not huge because of a lot of short roads, but it's still taxpayer responsibility to keep those in condition that doesn't create erosion. So the proposal would, for consideration, is would button this all up as one hearing process and have a review of those 16 little segments to basically erase them or
Do something with them.
take them to public trail. Another meeting, not tonight, but just something, I included a map, and it's a map with a bunch of red circles on it. There's a map, copies are there if you haven't seen it yet, for people that are here. Yeah, that's a packet for Beam Road and the class 4s that could be discontinued or turned to a trail.
Hey, Ron, could you put a list of that in my mailbox here and I'll pick it up?
Yeah, yes, I can. Yep.
Thank
It includes your end of Diggins Road question too, where the gate is that goes up into the woods
Yeah,
as a possible discontinuance or public trail. So that's not listed as a class 4. So, and again, it doesn't change the right of way widths if you just change it to public trail. The only time you lose your public right of way is a discontinuance. So you make a decision on those two options or leave it the way it is. You could leave it the way it is.
Where's that gate on the big?
It's at the end of it's sort of at the landing way in there where you take a left and start to go back
Way,
up.
way at the end.
You go down, it goes
Right.
down and
Go way at the end and take a line and then on the left.
we're talking the Dickens Road.
Yes.
It's a road that goes from the landing to the Borden House Foundation.
Elm Borden House Bridge.
No, not the ridge, down towards the foundation, head right towards Schofield Brook. Don't take a left and go towards the Peens Camp, stay straight and head right out towards the foundation.
Class 4 road way up to there.
That, yes,
That goes all the way up Sonny's little camp he had.
no, Sonny's old camp is on the Lapine side.
Yes.
This goes right straight down, and actually, back in time, that class 4 road ended right at the foundation.
Right at the foundation, yes. Lapines.
No,
No,
straight, don't go towards the Peens, the Peens goes left,
Oh, it goes straight.
yeah, it's going straight.
yes, goes right straight towards the foundation. Where the Borden House Ridge drops off right down to Schofield Brook.
We'll get a map together and a
Yeah.
list for January, and then we can look at it together instead of the historical memories of whatever.
Last time I was out through there, you talked about washouts.
Okay, so Beam Road,
Oh, Beam Road,
we'll pull
right.
together again in January with a itemized list to show a little bit more information on those 16. And hopefully V-Trans will have final comment on how they're proposing to do town highway number changes. There's 3 or 4 different highway change by Beam Road. For the map. When I say map, I'm talking about V-Trans map, trying to true it up to what the select board wants to do with Beam Road. So it's kind of a combination of things.
So they have say over what to do with 52, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, so if we said, why don't you pick up 52 and just move that to the new extension of class 3? So
Right.
Beam Road would end at Clark's driveway, and you'd sort of take a left onto Town Highway 52, also called Beam Road, which I don't know how they're gonna do with it.
I would just make 52 all the way over through McFarland Road from our turnaround. Because 50 on the other side of town at this point. So
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for from V-Trans. Yeah, we don't assign the highway numbers, V-Trans does.
So from what I see here, you're also looking at discontinuing 50 from Cleveland Corners to where it is down by Clark's driveway.
Public trail, yeah, they can do a public trail, which keeps the right of way, or they could discontinue it, which would break up the road and just make it go away. Yeah, there's two options. So then you really are limiting
And that's
future.
up to the state also?
No, that's a select
No,
board
that's not.
decision.
Okay.
It's the numbering of the town highways.
Gotcha.
V-Trans.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So what else as far as Bean Road tonight? Nothing?
No, because the warning that's drafted there includes some of the language I need from V-Trans, so we can't get
Gotta
going
wait
on
here
that.
from V-Trans.
But it's about a 90-day process once it starts. 30-day notice and a 60-day to issue an order. But nothing else has changed for you guys physically out there. I think we're treating it as always has been.
Right.
Okay.
Can I make a comment? It's Mary Waltz here.
Yes,
Hi, everybody. I would just wanted to say two things. One, in relation to our own property up on Cooper Hill Road, it's been on our mind to deal with this very short stretch of road that comes off Cooper Hill Road that's on our land. And so I just want to register with you guys, if there is a general cleanup, or even if you decide not to do a general cleanup, but maybe we could, what do you call it? Piggyback on the Beam Road thing and do a specific thing to get that road discontinued, because I don't know if you can see it on the map Ron presented, but it's a really short stretch. It's quite eroded and not passable. And it doesn't go anywhere except onto our land. And so we'd like to see that discontinued. And the only other adjoining property owner is our neighbor, Amy Nadeau. And we've spoken to him about it and he's totally in agreement. But anyway, I just wanted to flag that we're interested in cleaning that up. It's been on our agenda for about 10 years. And so when I saw that this was possibly something you were considering, I wanted to just raise that.
Yes, that is on the list of 16.
yeah,
Yeah.
you made the list.
And then the other thing I wanted to say, and this is wearing a different hat, just because I've been involved in some of the Beam Road discussions because I'm a friend of Dusty Boynton's and they own a big parcel of land in there. And so I've been trying to pay attention for her. And I think that would be, I mean, I haven't spoken to her about it yet, but that would be another section of road that I think she would be interested in having discontinued, because it's not really a road. It hasn't been a road as far as I'm aware. I mean, I appreciate it's a right of way that exists, but it's not anything that's really passable. So I think she would be interested in having that discontinued as well. So that's probably part of the Beam Road project. I just wanted to raise that for your consideration.
Okay,
It's probably not obvious from the map that you're looking at, but it could be made more obvious to you what the road issue is there. We don't need to, take up any more of your time with that tonight. I can send you something or write something and you can have a think about that.
okay, you got that, Ron?
Yep. we're good.
Yep, okay, we're good, Mary.
Thank you very much.
Hey, sure, thank you. Okay. Anything else added to Beam Road?
Nope. Not in January.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
I just want to say that I can't conceive of any road in Hyde Park being called Ave, since that's not the agenda. Acorn Ave.
Well, I think, they were looking for the A's, obviously, I looked at that and I went, Acorn Avenue, Willis? Okay, sure.
Whatever.
That's about right.
I think it's more than whatever, right, okay.
Fire department.
Thank you. Everyone have a good holiday.
Yes, you too.
Well.
With the fire department, Scott wanted to have a second on NIMS.
Okay. Go ahead.
But our overall budget this year is going up 3%. 3%, that's between the 5 towns. That total increase is $10,782. Average inflation this year is 6.9.
Yeah.
Our major expenses, fuel, heating fuel, medical supplies around 30%. So we were pleased with the 3%, but we always but.
Got it, right,
Hyde
okay.
Park would be going up 3.7% due to the 2020 census. You had the most growth of any of the towns, an additional 75 people, a 2.5% increase. Belvedere had a higher percentage increase of 2.9%, but they only had to have 10 people for that. So you would be going up from 34.1% of the budget to 34.4% of the budget. Hence, that equals $4,501 increase. And that's carried for 10 years, those percentages until the next official
Next census, right?
census. So that's 3%.
What was the dollar increase, Scott? Sorry.
Dollar increase went from once.
No, there's just the net.
Net is $4,501.
Okay, thanks.
Total being $125,541. But some of the things that we have been able to do this year because of COVID funding, we were able to pay off the mortgage on the building.
Oh.
It was due to be paid off in 2026, so we were able to pay that off early. We had 2 ambulances we were able to pay off. They were due in 2024 and 2026. There's those, which are cardiac monitors, basically. Yeah. That loan is due to be paid off in 2025, so we're able to use the extra funding to try to keep the next few years possible gains to a minimum.
Yeah,
So,
That's-
and we do need.
that's great.
We do need a new roof at Johnson Building, and we're hoping we still do have a cushion. We're hoping we will have for that. Right now, our COVID contract goes through the end of January.
Yep.
Sounds like they're going to be extended, but we can't guarantee it.
Yeah.
So that's what
Actually,
we
that's-
are. And we are
that's excellent.
short 2 full-time positions in Johnson. And we're working on filling those hopefully with part-time people, like 24-hour shifts.
Mhm.
If we could find part-time people, 12-hour shifts, it'd save on benefits, basically. And you can't find full-time people. There's just only so many out there.
Yeah.
And it's a good job. I mean, it's somebody local, it's a very good job. So we're working on a marketing campaign to try to get new people into the industry.
Yeah, have you started advertising for the halftime? It's still, that's 12 hours is a, do you think there's interest in that? Do you think you'll have better, just curious as to,
They're making
Looking for-
phone calls.
okay,
Advertising doesn't really work if you get people. They're lucky, their money is spent, you don't get people on. So we are looking to call people that are gonna work for other services to see if they'd be interested in a part-time position.
yeah, right.
So that's where we are. So we're pleased to keep it at 3%.
Yeah, that's great. It really is.
Going on.
Yeah, you're right, with all everybody's facing the same thing. The cost of everything is just increasing so rapidly.
So we will have package with a letter to the town, the budget and everything to you right the first week of January. Okay.
Perfect.
That's great.
Any questions?
No, it's great. You're able to pay
Thank you
those
for your
things
time.
off. That's terrific.
Thank you.
Right.
Have a good evening.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Okay, we want to. Do we have an attorney yet?
Yeah, I see DR up there. It's
That's
David.
David, okay.
I don't, fire, do you have a long one or short, quick so you can get out of here?
I think it's gonna be fair.
Oh, yeah, David, can we take 2 minutes with fire and then,
Then they can go.
Yes, go ahead. We're at your.
Terrific, okay. So,
All right, did you get, were you able to get the copy of the budget?
yep, it's been out. Yep.
So what I did is highlighted in yellow of the increases. Salaries, we increased, $1,000 this year. With the minimum wage going up again. that. From estimate roughly $200 more. And then the insurance, 400 on that. The way the prices of everything are going, we've added another 2,000 into the equipment. The way the prices are jumping.
Yeah.
And extra 1,000 truck maintenance. 500 heating fuel. Miscellaneous expenses and dues. Some of the dues, like the mutual aid association dues, went up this year. So we brought that $500. And then we added a new line of COVID supplies so we can keep.
Okay.
We're asking for 1,000 there. And then at the bottom there, water service fees and the water usage. I just left that the same what it was last year when Ed put that in, when we got hit with the prices there, so. Hopefully, once we get a meter in the station, we can see what it's gonna cost and we can bring that price down on the usage there. Right now, there's no way to tell on the usage because we don't have a meter at the station for the bill. So I don't know how they're billing us right now.
Don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
So once that,
How they're billing everybody.
It's
in
a
the
set
mystery.
fee because you have a water line going by you.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all, that's the only
That's-
charge.
I don't think it has a lot to do with usage.
Okay.
It's their whole,
so we kept them to the same because what Ed had in last year's, it didn't go with what it on it, so we figured.
Right,
just keep
right.
it the same.
yep, no, that makes sense.
What was the total dollars and percentage that you have?
I didn't get a chance to figure the percentage, but, last year's was 105, 510, this year's 112.
It's about 7,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is about what the, well,
And what we did is some of the line items that we have in there, if we've been under budget, we try to cut
Yeah.
back on them, try to make up some of the difference on the stuff
Right.
that we increased on.
gotcha. Got any, Rolly, Brian, Dave, anybody got any quick questions for him? Pretty straightforward.
Looks good, Brett. Thank you.
You're welcome. And just to give you a heads up, probably next month's meeting, I'll come get on the agenda to come in and talk about replacing our imager for on our engine one. Because that's broke, so we don't have a thermal imager camera. So what that is when we go into a building.
Yep.
And it's on fire, it helps us tell where the hot spots are and all that. And we can also locate a body with it in there. So, right now, so like if we go to a call with North Hyde Park, that is our first engine out. So if we go interior, we don't have.
You'll have that information.
The
Right.
current one's broken, you said?
It is broken.
When did that go in?
And then when we put that truck in service.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so it's
a few years.
about 10 years old. Yeah,
Sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
no,
I'm trying to hear what he just said. Did he say that we're gonna have to replace a truck? Is that what he said?
No.
no, it's just the imager on the truck.
Oh,
Thermal-
got it. Got it.
Yeah, the thermal imager.
Got it.
He's gonna come in though. We do know that we got a truck that's,
Yeah, that'll be next year
yeah, that's right.
with the frame.
Oh,
Yeah, it's the frame, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
hopefully it goes in for inspection in January.
Right.
are fire trucks hard to come by like equipment is?
Yeah.
Or-
It's on both sides.
It's on both sides,
Yeah,
over the wheel as well.
I'm not sure exactly. Do have some pictures at the station. It's with that double, it's a double frame, so
Pulling apart.
it's pulling right apart, separated. There.
All right.
Yep,
That's all the time we got.
okay. All right, we got any more questions, need anything, we know where to find you.
All right, sounds good.
Yep. So I got
Yeah.
a question for Brad.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad, what happened to the 911 signs up here, this part of town you were gonna do this year?
We didn't get a chance to get to them, Dave, with everybody's work schedule. We have them sitting at the station, Center Road, McKinstry Hill, and Noise Farm Road, and them roads are on the agenda for next spring.
But if I'm going back on my notes and, this spring, you come to the board, you said that the third Thursday of the month, you were gonna dedicate for nothing but signs up.
Yeah, and when we had a hard time getting our sign order, we didn't get them in for the 1st of January, July, like we usually do.
Mhm.
So that put us behind, and then, yeah, it was supposed to fall before we got the sign order for this year. And so that put us behind with everybody's work schedule, and that it was just impossible to get out there. We did get out there and we were putting signs up, and we just stopped a couple of weeks ago there with getting dark for early at night. It was
Right.
hard, and people were getting upset that we were out there pounding posts and all that, so we didn't want to upset the community members up there, so we
Right.
stopped.
It's a safety issue too.
Well, yeah, out in the dark, right? Okay, Dave?
Yeah, thank you, Brad.
If you can get us out, we'll doing them there. It's just kind of hard with the amount of people that we have right now. But it is definitely on our agenda for spring.
Okay, great. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brad.
The fire truck was definitely a hit.
Thank you.
Hi, David. I guess you're up.
Okay, well, now, you're right, we're gonna, do we have anybody else on it? We need a motion to go into executive session.
For the reasons on the agenda. Probably should read that into the record.
Oh, what, okay, let's see, we got Secretary of Town Attorney, an executive session for confidential attorney-client communications for the, for a topic he's dealing with for the town.
Yes.
So moved.
Okay, got a second?
Second.
Okay, Dave and Chastity, we got a vote to executive session. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining? Okay, we got Chastity, we're good.
parallel to
Yeah.
Gingers.
That's what I figured. I thought about it and said, that's gotta be it in there, so.
Yeah, one house that's way in, and then two that are near Cricket. Closer to Cricket than the one that's. way
It'll
back.
still remain private?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It just needs a name.
Yeah, just needs a name.
Yeah, there's naming and reclassification, two totally separate,
Yeah, yeah.
not related at all. That's why I had to tell one of the owners. He thought it was gonna come with plowing.
Ooh.
I said, no.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. No, you just get a name.
No, but he did want the road acceptance policy, so I
Okay,
sent that.
okay. So I guess we need a conversation about people wanting to call their road Acorn Avenue.
Do we have anybody from the road or anything like that? Where did Acorn come from?
No, it was just their neighborhood meeting and they came up with it, and it's unique because I have to advise
Yeah.
people that it can't be similar. So the number of roads we have to look at is pretty large. You know, Mountain won't be approved anymore. There's already 7 of those in the area, you know?
Yeah.
So when they come up with something unique like Acorn, that's good. Avenue it's kind of a wide open territory what you use for suffix. We don't have a policy
Yeah,
that says you
that's right. Who cares, right?
can't use one or the other, or everything has to be a road. Originally, a lot of people say this, originally, there was sort of a working understanding. Village had streets and the town had roads. But not according to the US Postal Service. You can have way or fields. There's probably 80 different suffix that you can use.
That you can have, okay.
So this is just one of the few ones that we've had Avenue on.
Yeah, yeah. Dave Chastity, got any objections to letting them call themselves Acorn Avenue?
None here.
No, I like you. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is different. Okay, so I guess we need a,
Well, I move to accept that the Acorn Avenue be accepted as a street name, I guess you'd call it, for.
road name off Cricket Hill.
Hill Road.
Okay. Okay. All in favor of accepting the name signify by saying aye.
Right?
Aye.
Hi.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining? Okay. Ron, number 3.
Co-file?
Yeah, co-file, sorry.
Co-file is a proposal from Kim to continue the work. This is paper on
Yeah, I
it.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Continue the work of going backwards in the land records
40 years.
to get, I think maybe a year. I don't know exactly what. Yeah. So every month that goes by, we get a little further than 40. So depending on what it's completed, there'll be 40 plus in the online searchable database.
Which is, yeah.
So
which
that
is
completes the-
mostly what-
That completes the original mission to get people the mortgage records online.
what Kim was following. Yeah.
So it is what it is with co-file. They got it down. Kim is submitted a supplemental memo because she's intending to use ARPA money for this.
Yeah.
And ARPA money is conditioned on procurement requirements for bidding or justification why you didn't bid. So Kim's written a memo dated December 15th, basically saying that this system is part of a bigger project and it doesn't make any sense to switch.
Right.
So I think that is one of the exceptions out of the US Treasury rules, is that the project is just so complex and specific to the continued vendor that it doesn't make financial sense to switch.
Okay.
So that will go on file. The motion would be to authorize Kim to sign. She's been authorized to sign the other ones.
Give that back to him. So this, once all this is done, that sort of means, a lot of the stuff that our real estate people and attorneys come in and looking for can be done online, right? Because they mostly want to go back 40 years.
Yeah, that happened now for refinancing, because they're only required to go back to the last land transaction or something. They don't need to do a 40, but a brand new property that doesn't have a title search for a brand new mortgage, go back to 40. So this would allow them to do it. The only one that's had a need to come in the office most directly now is zoning records, because they want to come in and physically touch or get a copy of a permit that's 30 years old, or the septic permit that they need to see what the number of bedrooms was, those kind of things.
Yep.
Those are still in the big locker, the big four-drawer file cabinet.
You know, that's a good part about the lawyers and real estate people not going into the office. The bad part is the town losing revenue because we can't charge them time to use of all the copies and stuff. So I don't know how much revenue. What's that, Ron?
Well, I think Kim was here one night and she explained that there's online fees
Yeah.
that make up some of the lost in-office fees. And she didn't think it was that far off, actually.
But you have no figures in your files or head or.
No, Kim would have those, because again, I remember, right, because we asked her about that, and of course, I don't know how, it'll be interesting. We'll just make a note, let's ask her if she's got some, it's been going on long enough
New
now
numbers,
to have
yeah.
an idea, right? But they thought about that as everything was going to because it obviously impacts all the towns. So I guess what we need is a motion for Kim to be able to sign a contract with Co-File to finish getting this in.
He said, so
Yep.
second.
Chastity, Dave, you okay?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining? Okay.
What was the dollar amount on that? I just want to put that on record. $16,593.50.
I didn't write it down.
Okay, let me see. Number 7, good old ARPA project. This is for the,
Yeah, so the subrecipient agreement is a little more complicated. David has been distracted by other things, and I've been distracted by other things, but we did advertise for engineering services, which is part of the ARPA requirement. So those responses are due January 5th. So I expect and I hope that at the January meeting, we'll have a recommendation on engineering services. And it may be a matrix of sorts where you say, who does water, who does sewer, who does streetscape, who does buildings, and then have the results of the different provider services. And then we make some choices based on who we want to work with. And we advertise jointly with Fire District Number 1, Dave Harvey and Roger Audette, so that they could use that same RFQ to satisfy their ARPA, which they have to meet our requirements. So we decided to do it together. They don't usually do that kind of stuff, so we just joined together on that. And I'm tracking all my ARPA time, which is eligible for reimbursement. So it's not a loss to the taxpayers to help the fire district out. So on the 17th of January, hopefully those two things will be before you. It's engineering services agreements. We sent it to the current people we work with, like Du Bois King, we've worked with in Summit. VHB called today. They're interested in bidding. They're a national firm that's based in South Burlington and Montpelier. They have local engineers that would come out, but they're still a pretty slick operation. If you go to the VHB website, because they do multiple big projects, they also like the bigger responsibilities of maybe being the town's only engineer on everything, which is we haven't had that before. We always had specialty people that come in. Just like we're trying on attorney services to have David Rue's office eventually have the town attorney role. Right now, we're down to 2 attorneys that we kind of go back and forth on. We used to have up to 4. So it's just easier if you have a point of contact and then bid it out every 3 or 4 years or something. Way easier than me trying to keep, 4 different professional firms all the same page of things. So anyway, January 17th, hopefully both of those come back, and Dave Harvey and Roger hopefully will be here as part of that decision-making process. So that's it for tonight on
okay.
ARPA.
Okay, and our favorite topic. Volvo excavator and trailer purchases.
What was the total price on the Volvo? Do you have that? What
177.5 was the CRW quote that they held.
they held, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't mess with that since October.
Okay, and then what's,
Kind of,
I responded once to your trailers, but I got no help for you when it comes to that stuff.
so, this one here, the 2013 one, I did another search on that one for 14.5, which was a fairly good one, but of course, I think there's other need out there because these things are being scooped up. This one here is no longer available. I think they've taken the ad down because I did a search again just here for it. I didn't find it. So, but the other ones, the new one, you got a
On the
price.
new, yeah, there's two new quotes, new trailer quotes for one for Lucky's and one for Clark's
Yeah.
Regions. So we have the kind of three different choices, two competitive on new and one which needs to move a lot quicker if you're going to buy used, I think somehow.
Well, yeah, I think that, right.
We have to either have a pre-approval that somebody can run down, maybe do an inspection on. I did find a trailer inspection service, a national company that will actually run out to those sites that we might find on Craigslist.
Yeah.
$300, they'll go through it all, make sure it's compliant and come up with a list of needs. So we have a
Mhm.
cost estimate on what it would take to get it serviceable and on the road.
What's the warranty on it? Because I know every time you buy a new trailer, it's the same thing as it is with a secondhand trailer. Because
Break.
these trailers set brand new so long, the brakes all freeze up.
Huh.
Because that one we bought over there, we had trouble with the brakes from day one. And it's just, we had to tear them apart and fix them, but it's the same thing with a brand new one, they might set 2 years.
Yeah, the Lucky's one are still in the flatbed being delivered. That's probably a good newer trailer.
Yeah, that's probably.
Okay.
Has anything really sat lately? I mean, stuff's been selling like crazy, or you can't come across anything. So I doubt something's really been sitting too long at this time, right? I mean,
Yeah, well, certainly anything new, right.
right, yeah.
But did yours come with a warranty? Did trailers come with?
I don't remember, that was 7, 8 years,
Okay.
8 years ago now. We bought that, more there.
I would think, I mean, it seems like everything in the whole world comes with a warranty.
You check with Pete's over here, right, Brian? He don't sell them no more, right? But yours?
No, I haven't.
I don't know, he used to get them. I don't know if he can still do it or not.
Yeah, we borrowed what, 200,000?
Yeah. But we had said we could take, trailer money out of the, if we need to, out of their contingency fund.
Which gives us what? Right now, you got an extra 22,500 for the, out of the 200,000.
Yeah, so we had talked about using 100% or paying 100% of the trailer from the highway equipment reserve. So we do have money in that for that purchase. If you just want to only
Okay.
loan on the 177.5.
Okay, I wasn't clear on that. That's
Yeah,
great.
or you can go up to the 200 and do the
And give a
difference.
difference,
I
right?
mean, we should probably check in with Jason. He is local, guy right here in Hyde Park, just to see if he does sell them, and if he don't, we'll grab something else.
They don't sell trailers.
Jason, yeah, he usually does, he can get them, he did. Let's put it that way.
You're right, but right now, I think if you don't have it, people aren't getting it, right?
Right, he's gonna call Lucky. Get it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he'd be a middleman in that case.
Well, I don't know. Because, oh, I know we used to sell them because that's where we bought ours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the make of yours, you remember?
No, I don't.
Okay.
As I said, that was 9 years ago. And I don't even know if he deals with them.
Yeah. Let me see, I'm just
It's
turning.
just a matter of a phone call. I almost believe when we were over there talking to him about the excavator. Almost believe he said he. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember something you said about the trailer. He was more interested in the excavator at the time, but then, okay, so we're getting out of that. So let me see if I can find Jason.
Well, of course, we don't have to, we can keep looking for the.
So when
For
are
the
we gonna,
trailer.
yeah, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I was jumping ahead in my head. Yeah, I know what you were saying, but
We're getting ready to, right.
yeah, when would we be taking possession of the excavator?
I think it's being held now. We said we wanted it, we have to do paperwork and I think the intention was get a trailer and go get it, but.
Yeah, 177,500, they'll deliver it, right?
It should. Usually they do. They drop it off. Yeah. Hasn't come yet. We haven't given a check yet either.
Yeah, right. So now, do we need a formal vote that we're,
We already did.
yeah, that's all I thought we didn't do. I'm just
Now
checking.
3 times.
Yeah, it was just conditioned. I'm looking around for a useful.
I know, it just struck me.
Yeah, the trailer, this 177.5 is done. It's the trailer that we're waiting on to see if we're gonna buy, used or new is one question. If you buy new, you go.
I still think you should buy a new one.
I did too.
You're gonna have the same problem with a secondhand one.
You looked at, is that Lucky's?
Yes, from here.
I agree.
It's Lucky's. Yeah.
It's always great.
Doesn't say it on there though.
Okay, right. So I think, right.
I'm trying to tell if these have got the dual jacks on the front. This one here does. This one.
What's the cost on a new one?
This one here was what? It was
27.
28 and 29
29?
by the time we get done. And those are get the rear assist ramp. I know the guy they're talking about.
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure that they had the ramps with the, but that's something that could be added to if we didn't. This one here does have it, the Eager Beaver and Lucky's. They've been around for quite a while, Eager Beaver, so they.
Okay, Acorn Avenue, Eager Beavers. Okay. And is that that price?
This one here is 27,650.
Do they have it down there already or do they?
Yes, they got two, yes,
They do.
yes.
But Clark's-
Lucky says two. Clark's isn't getting anything in until spring.
Okay. Did you
Well, we don't want to wait till spring, do we? That would be nice. We have an excavator sitting and we can't haul it anywhere.
Yeah, but
That would
it's
be pretty embarrassing.
cheap time, Chastity, because you can get anybody hauling the piece of equipment in the winter.
Well,
Everybody's
true.
something to haul.
It's very true, right. However, I would think, I mean, in just looking at how the world is changing in prices, that one of these from Lucky's is what makes sense. I agree, let's get a new one. And again, because nothing's sitting around. Let's get it be done if we're, I think we go ahead and spend, we borrowed the money at the right time too. As interest rates start going up.
They're going up.
They're going like, okay.
Wait till spring.
Yeah, that's right. I think we nicely slid in there and just use the 20,000 and what we're short,
And
take out of
again,
the,
take a look at those two and which one do you like better? I tend to like the one from Allegiance. That one there is Lucky's. And the other one's right out of Jericho. So if there's a problem, we don't have to go, no, Lucky's is down,
Middlebury?
yeah, probably Middlebury down that way. Yeah. It's further away.
What about Colchester?
Lucky's, isn't Lucky's right off the interstate in South Royalton? Or,
They got a place.
oh.
just have an address on the,
Yeah, some of the two quotes between Lucky's and Clark's or Clark/Allegiance are so close that we'd probably want out the door type number. Because I know there's some adds on and optional things that aren't quite clear to me what's being charged or not charged. So if you have the braces that you want, and you can say, that's the kind of next step, I think. Which can be worked out with a motion to buy it,
right.
not to exceed 30,000 and let highway go out and get the one that checks all the boxes.
The one thing I want to show
Something like
you is that,
It's a good idea.
see these right here? They have a jack here and a jack here. If that rig ever has to be unloaded for some reason, you'd want to have two jacks instead of one right here in the middle. And I'm trying to see on this picture here,
Right.
there's a jack right there, and I can't tell if it's got two or just one jack system in the on the tongue. And so I just don't know.
Right.
I'd rather see the two for the weight that will be held on it if it ever needs to be disconnected with the load on it.
Gotcha.
And usually you center your piece of equipment on the trailer, so
Yeah.
it don't matter.
What? Yeah,
Shouldn't we have the Mark and the highway guys kind of have a input in on that part
Well,
of what it needs if they want?
yeah, go ahead, Roland.
Delegate 30,000 and have them go do it themselves.
Yeah, I like that plan.
No more than 30,000.
But Dave, off mute.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
poor
did you have a
Brian
question?
doesn't have to.
That work, we go up to 30,000 for the trailer, no more than 30,000, and they decide which of these two is the best.
Well, you voted for 200,000, correct?
Right. And we had said at the time that we could take all the money out of the reserve, out of the highway reserve to pay for the trailer if we had to. Because we didn't know how much we were gonna have to spend on the excavator.
And how many pounds this trailer?
20 ton.
20 ton?
Yeah.
They'll haul it, no problem.
So how about a motion to not exceed 30,000 for the trailer? And,
Mark go.
yeah, and have Mark and Ryan or whoever go figure out which of these is the best. I would think they would certainly talk to you if you want, but I think they probably they need. How's that work?
That works for me.
Okay, work for you? Work for you, Chastity?
What do you want to do with the amount over 200? Do you want to take that excess over into the reserve? Or do you want to pay the 30 out of reserve and then take a loan for 177?
No, let's spend a full 200. We got it cheap. And take the, whatever it's
The
over out of the
difference,
reserve.
okay.
Yeah, the difference out of the reserve.
So I'll make sure the motion was.
Yeah,
I think we have some in the reserve, so
yeah.
if we need it, something else.
Yes, yeah, because we're building up for the
Right.
next piece of equipment. Who knows what that'll cost in a year, right? Scary thought. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Anybody abstaining?
Yeah, I'm going to abstain on the excavator. Only fair if I abstain on the trailer.
Okay. All right. Okay, town orders.
Deferred. We are very far behind on making sure we're 100% ready to pay. We've been collecting old invoices and sorting things and coding things, and we will be ready to go for your next month.
Yeah.
We'll have some
I came
potentially
in-
late ones that Susan might need to process
Yeah.
for late fees in between, but
Yeah,
it's a big
Yeah.
pile. Let's put it as a big pile. But we were feeling good about it, even though it's a big pile. Just we need the time.
I'm saying anything. Okay, we got any other business? We're good? Everybody?
Yeah,
ready?
so I
Yeah.
got something.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do to get the question on the ballot? Does, that's taxpayers, do we wanna buy that 25 acres from Menage up to the pit?
Well, actually, we don't have to do anything, but I thought I'd asked Ron, I may not have, I may have just got as far as thinking it, but to have Ron send Howard a letter, just telling him that that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
That's how we're gonna handle it.
Okay, good.
Let him know
Does-
that. I'll get Ron to send a letter and we'll put it on we can put it on the ballot.
Yeah, and ask him for his record on it for the bore sample on that piece of land.
Okay? Yep,
And I know he's got it because he told me he had it.
okay, oh, good.
Dave, is the terms of the loan, I think you talked about the last meeting, maybe, was that a 20-year type deal, or that he's gonna own or finance?
Yeah, he said he would hold the paper for 20 years on it for us.
And the purchase price is set in stone kind of thing?
Well,
Wait.
nothing's in stone, but
Part of it,
How about
part
But
of
he-
it, the bore samples would help set a price too, right?
yeah, that's right, because if you're looking buying a pit, you take how many thousand yards of gravel and so much dollars per yard, and that's what it goes by. But he was going to sell that to Tim Stearns with high seed mowings, and something comes up where he can't afford to buy it right now. So Howard said he would sell it to us, and he would take 20-year payments on the thing. And I said it'd probably be years before we got to use it anyway, so we could turn around and still rent it to Stearns for his high seed mowings and
Yeah.
stuff, which would be good for everybody. Help us pay for it and help them. So. But the only thing Howard told me, the 25 acres there, and he wants to cut off one little chunk just up above on the corner where Ernie Furlan's place was.
Yeah.
Because he wants to give a little chunk to his granddaughter to build a house there.
Nice spot.
Is she gonna like the view after we're done?
The window's on the other side.
Okay, okay, let's see, anything else, Rolly? Brian, Chastity, anything? All right,
No, I'm
I got one more thing, and really ain't got nothing to do with the tune and stuff, but Ron, could you talk to these people about the acoustics of those mics? I know last time Chastity said she couldn't hear nobody when 2 or 3 people are talking, and I heard that every other word that people said down there.
Yeah, we're trying to do better on that. We need to make sure that the table mics are facing people's mouths when they talk for the board members. But the main problem is if we're not watching the crowd, they need to get right in front of a mic as well. And they weren't doing that tonight. They were sort of spread out everywhere. So it's really our problem, not the equipment. It's us trying to
people
direct people.
come up, right,
Yeah,
Okay.
they really should come up to the table if they're going to
Okay.
speak.
okay,
Thanks, Dave. That was good feedback.
no, I'll make them, we'll get them to do that in the future. And I don't know, with COVID going crazy again, I think we just stick to our hybrid meetings. People just, everybody's got to have their own comfort level of what they can, you know, where we're at and what they can do. Yeah, I had gotten that.
So that'll be the same, I think, last year, right?
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
What is it?
Let me see, was this the one from Kim, do the urgency? Oh, well, this is what, yeah. We hit, who knows when you make a final decision? But the Board of Civil Authority, or which board it is, agreed that going back to the high school, and Kim had checked, and the high school said, we can come back, but people must wear a mask. It's not a would, you must wear a mask.
Right.
Which makes sense.
We talked about having it recorded. And I think, again, the way the world is, well, actually, in this variant sort of seems to go like this, but then it goes like this. So hopefully by March, we'll be in good shape. If everything is really horrible, the beginning or into February, we might want to change it and do again what we did, just have everything be remote. But I am hopeful that we'll be okay doing it at the high school.
So if worst comes to worst, can you do remote with 150, 200 people? And if so, how in the world would you ever,
Moderate?
Yeah.
how would you ever sort who wanted to talk and
Dave, Kim and I had a good discussion about that today. Basically, the technology is there, but you almost need 2, maybe 3 additional people to help run the meeting.
Right.
You know, somebody making sure people speak into a mic, somebody watching the software program to make sure there's no glitches there, and one person, sort of like Susan's role, to actually run the meeting and remind people of things and how to speak and all that. So it's definitely more complicated, but it's not a technology problem. It's a people management issue that Kim and I really don't want to do because we have other things going on that we have to be aware of just to run the meeting and get to the end of the meeting. But having two good people that know how to run a meeting, we'd have a rehearsal before. All that stuff would have to happen. It's not huge, but it's just something you have to be really thoughtful and patient and walk people through. It would work.
But
Let's hope it doesn't.
yeah,
Let's hope
Yeah,
we can have a normal.
right, but to do something that complex, you need to start planning that much earlier because you got to find the people to do it and everything that needs to be set up. So it's not it's not a last minute decision that we can make.
I've heard other boards where they made decisions. So, yeah.
That they're
Yeah.
trying to go back to normal. So with
Either that
a few,
or staying remote, yeah.
yeah, or yeah, and I didn't. Fortunately, we didn't have any big issues last year, but this year it would be nice to be able to get people there, particularly when we're, I expect our major issue will be the purchase of the gravel pit.
Right. I mean, the good thing, I think this is good and bad. I mean, we don't always have a huge crowd, and that auditorium at Lamoille is really nice where people can sit scattered and wear
Right.
a mask. So, I mean, we could make it really safe. I think, it's not like we're going to have, 2,000 people in there where it could put an issue. But, in the meeting time of it, I think, it wouldn't be an issue. I don't feel.
And we talked about you can only, instead of coming in different doors, you can only come in the main door.
Yeah.
So you control your access that way. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think let's be optimistic and assume it'll be fine.
Exactly. I like that.
I'm gonna try a little optimism for a while and see what happens.
Yeah.
go home and make myself a drink.
All right.
Okay, anything else? Think we're good?
No.
We're good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
You do.
Yep, Merry Christmas.
Okay, see you later.
Okay.
Hey, Ron?
Yep.